Hey guys, first I want to say thank you guys so much to everybody who's watched my last two videos. It means so much to me that people are actually taking their time, taking time out of their day to watch movie reviews. And again, to everybody who had given me the confidence and the courage to start this YouTube channel, thank you guys so much. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here. And you guys know who you are. Today I wanted to make a video about my top 5 favorite movies of all time, because I feel like if I told you guys what my top 5 favorite movies are, you guys could get a sense of what I enjoy, what type of movies I like, the actors, directors I like, but also you to be able to get a sense of what I'm looking for when I review a movie, what I'm looking for when I pick out what is good about a movie and what is bad about a movie. But I feel like that's very important. So yeah. So here it goes. Number 5. My 5th favorite movie of all time is a film called Silence. It came out in 2016. It was directed by Martin Scorsese. It is one of my favorite films because of how beautiful everything about it is. The set design, the direction, the lighting, the cinematography, the acting, the story, everything from start to finish is just beautiful. The makeup, everything is just amazing. The costumes, it's so beautifully done. It's such a beautiful movie with such a beautiful story. I think it was shot on location in Japan. The story is very beautiful and at times stunning, but the things that make this film great, not just good but great, are the direction. The shots are amazing. Again, Martin Scorsese shows why he is one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. You know, everything from, it's just the most beautiful movie I've seen in a while, and Martin Scorsese's most beautiful film. There's shots where the rule of thirds is prevalent in almost every shot. It's amazing. And also the acting of Andrew Garfield, where people were kind of, I felt like hesitant to say that Andrew Garfield was a good actor, and because of this role I feel like people are kind of like, okay, now he's in the spotlight, now he's a good actor. And right after that role, he was given the role of Damon Dawes in Hacksaw Ridge, which is an amazing film, another one you must see. So yeah, number 5, Silence. Number 4, The Dark Knight. Released in 2008, directed by Christopher Nolan. The Dark Knight is a film that everybody must see. Everybody my age. If you haven't seen it, kill yourself. I'm just kidding. But The Dark Knight is just, it's an amazing film. It's not, and I know I say amazing a lot, but this is, the definition of amazing is to be amazed. And when you see this film, you will be amazed if you haven't seen it already. The things that make it amazing are, it's a Christopher Nolan film, so you know you're going to get some epic shots, some beautiful crane shots, some beautiful tracking shots, dolly shots, jump cuts, beautiful editing, beautiful shots. You get the landscape shots like usual of the city and the buildings and stuff of Gotham, but that's not necessarily the thing that makes this movie so good. The thing that makes this movie, great. The thing that makes this movie so great is the acting, and it's not just Heath Ledger. If you took out Heath Ledger, this would still be a strong film because of the acting of Aaron Eckhart, who plays Two-Face or Harvey Dent, Christian Bale, who plays Batman. Them two alone can make this film amazing. And just with Heath Ledger, who just kills it. It is the best Joker performance I've ever seen. Fuck Jack Nicholson. Fuck the fuck out of Jared Leto. He's trash. Well, he's not trash, but his performance of the Joker was trash, and I don't think that's necessarily his fault, but that's another story for another day. Heath Ledger killed it. He was amazing. I cry every time I watch it because of how unfortunate it was that he has passed away. He deserves the world after that fucking performance. He was just amazing. He does little things that aren't prevalent in the comics, but that work so well with his character. For example, the little tics that he does with his tongue, you know, slapping his lips, and his little twitches and his changes in pitch in his voice when he's talking to Batman or Rachel or Two-Face or anybody. It's just, it's so good. You can tell there was a lot of method acting involved with Heath Ledger. And again, rest in peace to Heath Ledger, amazing actor. But yeah, amazing film. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. Number 3, A Clockwork Orange, motherfucker. A Clockwork Orange, released in 1971, directed by Stanley Kubrick, was a very controversial film. As soon as it was released, it was banned in many countries. It received the highest rating possible, so it was very difficult to go see this movie, and it's understandable why it was so controversial. There's a few scenes in here that still are hard for me to watch, and it's not necessarily that they're gory or they're disgusting or bizarre. No, it's nothing like that. It's that they're deeply unsettling. However, the thing that makes this film great is because of two reasons. Reason number one is this film is very symbolic. It's an allegory for what future times would be. And there's a scene where the main character is introduced to a homeless man, and the stuff that the homeless man is saying is so uncanny. How accurate he talks about modern day life would be. It's really creepy. It feels like he was like telling the future rather than reading a script. But that is one of the reasons, and the other reason is because of what it taught me and what it means to me. My thought process watching this film was that if Stanley Kubrick can make a movie that was banned in other countries and is now regarded as one of the greatest films he's ever made, obviously I'm not going to go out there and purposely make a malicious video or movie about whatever is really offensive to people right now. I'm not going to do that, because that's not what Stanley Kubrick was doing. But my viewpoint was, if Stanley Kubrick, who had much more weight to his opinion and his thoughts than I do, if he went out of his way and made a film that was extremely controversial and not caring what other people had to say, especially with his status and his platform that he had, if he didn't care, why should I? Why should someone with 11 subscribers on YouTube care what anybody has to say? I don't. If I offend someone, it's not a huge deal. If Stanley Kubrick offended people, it was a huge deal. So that's kind of what I thought about the film, and it really taught me that self-expression really has no boundaries. It has no limits. Number 2, The 400 Blows. A French film, 1959, I believe, directed by Francois Truffaut. It's a film that I try to watch at least once or twice every week. It was part of what's called in film study the French New Wave, and basically it was a different style of directing, a different take on filmmaking, in which the director was known as the auteur, or the author of the film, and that's where style and storytelling really came into play in the development of films. And really, the movie, what it did for me personally was it made me feel normal liking film as much as I did, because to me film isn't just a hobby, it's not just something that I go to school for, but it's more of an obsession. Film, and watching The 400 Blows, I related so much to it that it made me feel normal, and I love it because not only does it make me feel good about myself and make me feel good about loving film so much, but it also taught me different things about camera work, about storytelling, about the development of the story, and character development as a whole. So it's definitely a beautiful film that is regarded as one of the most important films in cinema. So if you haven't seen it, I would hugely recommend watching it. 400 Blows, Francois Truffaut, 1959. Number 1, 2001, A Space Odyssey. Came out in 1968, directed by Stanley Kubrick. The first time I was ever mind-fucked was my sophomore year of high school, the first time I seen this film. To this day, I have absolutely no idea what the film means. I have not deciphered anything. I've made no progress in understanding what this film means, but everything from the score, the direction, the acting, the set designs, the special effects, the music, all of it is groundbreaking, or was groundbreaking. And if you watch the film now, it seems as if it is a film that could be made in 2017. It was so ahead of its time, it was so advanced, just such a grand, epic movie that really just changed my life and changed my view on movies as a whole, because it's so different. It pays no respect to the traditional rules of film. The thing that makes this film so great for me was that it taught me so much about directing. Stanley Kubrick's movies themselves have taught me so much about directing, about shots, about the way to set up your camera, everything about shots in this film and other Kubrick films have really taught me the most I can learn about directing. But specifically in this one, there's little scenes like the scene Hal reads lips. Kubrick did that shit, girl. Yeah, he did it. And holy fuck, it is amazing. It is amazing at how he came up with this and how he does these things, and he doesn't give it away right to the audience because he respects the audience enough to let them figure the shit out by themselves. And we don't see that a lot nowadays. A lot of days, the exposition will literally be told in the dialogue. And what I mean by that is a character will be talking and they literally say what's going to happen in the story because they think the audience is too dumb to be able to pick up the pieces by themselves. Kubrick's movies as a whole made you think. And because of that, he is, in my opinion, the greatest director of all time. And 2001: A Space Odyssey is my favorite movie of all time. But yeah, thank you guys so much to everybody who watched it. Again, everybody, the few people that do watch my videos, I appreciate you guys so much. So thank you guys so much for watching again. And to all the cinephiles, we'll see you in the next video.